very short reproductive time. Like they can reproduce every 20 minutes. So remember reproduction, you have one cell, you exponentially grow. So in like 4 hours, you can have a lot of bacteria that you can extract a lot of their protein out and test. It's like a factory. Basically, we use bacteria as a factory to produce what we need in our research. So that's why they're all talking about this. Now, bacteria is so much related to our life, not just because it's a good tool for research, and at the same time, it's actually, like I said, you see that everywhere. On the table, there's bacteria, on your skin, there's bacteria. On anything that you touch, there's possibly traces of bacteria that we research out in here. Some of the bacteria are good, and you can use them to make different kinds of things. Some bacteria are not good. Now, bacteria structure, not only the plasmid is important, which is a DNA, it's a special kind of DNA that is in circular form. As you can see, the mice and the bacteria that are done, there's two kinds of DNA information. First is what I mentioned, plasmid. The second is this, the bacterial DNA nucleus. Those are the major, have the senses here. So that's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps us going. But we use it as our tool. That's why I have to mention this earlier. You can see from here that I actually have different layers of protection on our bacteria. One is, what you really have to remember is that in the cell wall of bacteria, now bacteria is different from animals because they have a cell wall. Animal cells, no cell wall. Remember, they only have cell membrane. Plant cell has cell wall, but bacteria is different. They have an inner membrane, but at the same time they have cell wall. Cell wall also includes outer membrane. Why am I focusing on this? Because we use gram-stain. It's like a chemical. Gram-stain has two colors, pink and violet. Each dye is get on to different kind of bacteria that tells us that special corrections take effect specific type of bacteria. So that's why it's important. Now, polypeptidoglycan is a kind of carbohydrate that actually is inside, is the same layer as the cell. Okay? Now, it depends which type of bacteria you are. If you're gram-positive, that means you have very thick peptidoglycan and then you have your outer membrane. When you're this kind of bacteria, when I got it with gram-stain, you would turn out to be violet. If you look at your book of page 472, on the bottom of 472 signature, they actually show you different structures of that kind of bacteria and then how they're obtaining the stain. Okay, one is violet on the right hand side and then pink on the left hand side. The pink one is actually gram-negative, which has very thin polypeptidoglycan. And then it has an outer membrane. Now, in your book, it also says that the gram-negative bacteria, because it has an outer membrane, it makes it much more difficult, or like the bacteria is actually stronger. So that's why we got infection from this kind of bacteria. Gram-negative bacteria, it's harder to kick it off. And it could stay in your body much longer than regular ones, or than the gram-house positive. The structural difference, you can look at the picture, and I'm not going to go into detail anymore now. But I did not write this on your book, on your notes, but you need to know. The gram-negative bacteria, remember that it has an outer membrane, but it's actually much more stronger. It is resistant to medicine, it's resistant to immune system. It stays in your body longer. You sometimes get cold. When you get cold, I don't know if that ever happens to you. Like maybe in the morning you feel something funny in your throat. A little itchy. And then by the afternoon you start feeling painful pains in your throat. And that is most likely to be caused by bacteria. Why? Because they reproduce very fast. They would divide every 20 minutes. So they have a tendency to have exponential growth. That factors growth, and that's why you have infections. To be able to know the difference of how you get cold, like we're going to talk about viruses and infections. Sometimes when you get cold, you start having runny nose. When you're having runny nose, usually you start with clear, watery kind of like secretions in your nose. Usually when you have that, and then you're super masking like that, then you can kind of say that you're actually having a virus infection. But if you have like sudden changes, like pain, in very short time, then you know that bacteria is actually the cause. Which one is better? I think bacteria is better. Because when we talk about virus, you will realize that you can never keep off virus in your body. Once you have that virus, it's always in your body. It's only your immune system that's controlling its reproduction to, retain them. Virus stays. That's why when your immune system goes down, then your virus count will go up. Whoever has AIDS, the idea of the HIV positive virus, those viruses would actually stay in the body for the whole entire life. Would they possibly die from it? Maybe not, because now that medicine is much better. But they would always have that virus in their body, but they're always a carrier that is very likely to pass that virus to the next person that they have protein control. But we'll talk about virus later. We're still on bacteria. But just so that you know, when you have like pain in your throat, sharply, it's in a very short time. Like 今天早上还好，到下午的时候就觉得很痛，那你就可以大概吃点营养就好了，你大概是bacteria。喝水有帮助吗？Well, drinking water is usually helping you to boost up or to clean away your body. 那我奶奶讲说喝水会冲掉它。冲不掉，但是它会 boost up your immune system. So that your immune system can boost by bacteria. Just really eat it out, and then when you're sick, you really have to eat. When you have fever, drinking water will fighting bacteria.
你感冒有没有特效药？
感冒没有特效药，感冒不用吃药，只要喝水，多睡觉就会好。You don't need you shouldn't have to go to sleep.
But I want to be positive.
Hey, well in America, I don't know, you know, right? In America, usually when you get sick, I don't know why. No one goes to the doctor.
I don't get why my parents go off anything here.
Right. Hey, you guys can take like 5 minutes. I'm going to write more than that.
加油，加油。这周9分钟是吗？可以。好，加。